to Just Beachy with Deb
and Wendy.
Growing up in the 70s in our Toronto Beach neighborhood was a time unlike any other. Bell-bottom pants, high handlebars and banana seats, water buffalo sandals, crazy adventures, and home with the streetlights. We have stories to share.
So sit back and join Deb and I while we reminisce about the people and times that shaped our lives. Well, here we are back. Week 3. How exciting is this?
Did you miss us?
Yeah, I didn't think we'd make it past the first 2.
Well, looking at the stats, people are listening, and I'm very excited about that.
Yes. And
more than 10.
I think we're up to 50 on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I can't check the analytics on the other ones, but you have put us out there everywhere, right?
We're on iTunes and Spotify and Deezer and Podcast Addict and iTunes as well. And looking today, like there were more than 30 on many of those platforms. So people are checking us out, which is nice.
That's great.
Yeah. I'm Deb.
I'm Wendy.
We kind of sound alike growing up. Remember when somebody would call and we'd pretend we would be each other?
Yes.
I got more of a rise out of Wendy's boyfriends.
I forgot about that. That's
yeah.
true, too.
Mm-hmm.
We're even trying to fool our grandparents. Or our mother on the rare occasion, but she caught on soon enough.
Yeah, she was pretty quick. She was a nurse. She knew. She gave birth to us.
Yes, yeah. She did, actually, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She knew us intimately. Yeah. That's Wendy. You can't fool me.
Oh, Deb.
I can hear her.
Yep. Man. Well, I have to say, I am loving this weather tonight. It's cool after that heat wave. I hate humidity. I don't mind the heat, but as they say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Yes.
And growing up in the beach, it was humid.
I don't know how we survived those hot nights when it was so hot. We didn't have air conditioning.
No.
We might have a little green fan. Remember those little green fans?
Yes. That did nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Moved around hot air.
And we'd head up to go to the second floor to our bedrooms, and halfway up, that's all you could feel was like the heat, the higher you got.
Yeah.
And it was like, And then there was those times, though, that we would attempt to sleep on the veranda.
Oh, my God.
We thought we were going to be brave enough and get out the lawn chairs, get a blanket, get a pillow. And, my mother always let us do it with some trepidation, but she always gave in, right? So
that's true.
There it is, the 4 of us, our brothers and us, and braving it on our veranda. And maybe we lasted like 10 minutes. Once the bugs came out, we went back in.
Yeah. I remember trying to camp out in the backyard, too. Somebody had a tent. And And raccoons were out. And so we were in the house very quickly.
Yeah, no.
We were not campers as kids. We didn't. No. We were not hardy. We were not. No. We came from pioneer stock, but it petered out by the time it got to us.
But we survived in the house with the heat and humidity, for many years, but now I enjoy the fact that I do have central air, and as much as I don't want to pay the bill for it, there's no other way.
Well, here, our house gets very hot. And when I go downstairs, I can feel, 15 degrees different. The guys have it easy in the lower level. They're quite comfy.
But we know we haven't hit really old age yet because we're not sitting in sweaters like our grandmother used to do in her house on Wolverley Boulevard in the Upper Beach. Her windows, for the age of the house, the downstairs windows did not open.
They didn't open at all.
No, except for the back porch and the kitchen window, and she'd keep the front door open. But there she was, sitting in her living room in her pink sweater.
Yes.
In the hot,
100 degrees.
And it's like, Graham, aren't you hot? No.
Just comfortable. I'm very comfortable. She'd have her fan going by the television facing her.
Yeah.
I'm just fine. I'm really comfortable.
So I'm glad to say I'm not at that point in my life yet. That I have to wear a sweater in this heat.
It's time for the nursing home, and we do. There's a sign. We've got to get her in a room somewhere else. Yeah. No, that was unbelievable. You're not hot? You're not hot?
No.
It's so hot, and there was no air in that room
No.
at all. And about 30 years of cigarette
Build up.
in the carpet.
Yeah, oh my gosh, on the walls, yeah.
Oh my
Jeez.
God.
But
Yes.
that was the 70s.
It was the 70s.
And the 80s and 90s for her, so.
Well, I remember before Grampy died, he would have a whole production. They're all smokers, all smokers. I couldn't. I was allergic, and but he would employ us to make cigarettes with him, and he had the roller. Remember that the long roller and cans of tobacco, canned tobacco,
Yeah, I can
and
see, the McDonald tobacco.
yes,
the
yeah,
tins of that.
green tin,
Yes.
green tin. And he would have this machine with these prefab filter tubes, and in the early days he would just slice them with there's some sort of rolling technique. It was a long paper, and you put the tobacco on it, and then this rolling thing kind of went over top and did all the work. You didn't have to lick anything.
Yeah.
And then he'd go all along the little grooves with the razor, perfect cigarettes. But then he got this tube thing where it had it would implant.
Yeah. It was paper with the filter. You'd put it on the machine, you'd put your tobacco in, and it was like a handle that you would turn, and instant cigarette.
Yeah. Which he would then smoke and keep making more. He was very industrious. He wouldn't throw out the tins. He'd just put the cigarettes in there,
Yeah.
Very,
gosh. And I still have, to this day, his sweater that he wore.
Yes, the brown, beige one.
The beige one. Some of the buttons have fallen off, but geez, how old is that thing?
It's vintage.
Yeah, so we're
Well,
talking
vintage.
about probably late 60s anyways.
Yeah.
And it's hasn't fallen apart. I'd be afraid to wash it. I have it tucked away safely in a bag. I don't know if I'd want to put it in a washing machine, but no, it's,
Probably still smells like smoke.
Yeah, I'll never get rid of that. Never.
Open that bag and take a whiff, Wendy. Eau de Grampy. Aroma de Grampy.
And then our summer days of being on summer holiday, probably you and I more in our teenage years. Me pre-teenage, you would have been a teenager, but
because I'm older. I'm the older
right.
sister.
She's the older sister.
I am.
But we'd go outside like at 10 in the morning with our baby oil and our lemon juice and sit out on the chairs and maybe, take breaks for lunch and maybe get some liquid or something in us.
We basically fry ourselves.
And not come into like 4:00 in the afternoon and we did well out there in those days, but everyone did that, right?
That's
that was
right.
The routine, and it was our summer holidays, and I guess
we didn't do that
working.
every day. Didn't
No.
do that every day, but
No, well, I wouldn't have been working, but you probably had a part-time job somewhere, so. But we spent a lot of the summer doing that, and then just gathering with neighborhood kids, maybe when I was not pre-teen but younger, and going over to Blantyre Park swimming pool.
yeah, that was a great park. Really big. It looks so small when you drive by it now.
Now, I know.
It seemed to take forever to cross over to the pool. And the pool, I mean, there had to be 6,000 kids.
And it was just a width, 2 widths that you had to swim.
It was.
It's probably, for us to do it now, would be like 4 strokes to get across the
But
pool.
nobody swam. We just bob up and down because there wasn't any room to do anything.
Oh my gosh.
And the odd guy, it was always a guy. The odd kid would do a cannonball in the midst of everybody and get everybody all upset. But it cost like a dime. You were thinking maybe a nickel. But I remember that it did go up to a quarter
I think
in a
you're
couple
right.
of years. Yeah.
I think you're right.
But you get your hand stamped.
Yeah.
In case you want to come back.
You could go back after dinner or whatever. But yeah.
But we felt like we were styling, like we were on the Riviera or something. We'd have our towels and, you'd find a place that like there's dirt and grass around the pool and it was fenced in. And you'd find your place and we would just sort of park there for the afternoon and jump in every now and then and bob up and down. You had to have a shower before you went in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There was.
But yeah, I think...
It's my kind of
I haven't
swimming.
been back there for a long time, but when I did drive by it in my adult years, it's like this is where we went. This is the pool.
There were adventures there, and we knew most of the kids that were there.
Yes,
yes. So it was kind of like our social club as well as our bobbing up and down swimming exercise.
And if we weren't going to Blantyre, a group of us, we'd go down to the beach.
Yes.
It was like right basically at the foot of our street. Walk down Scarborough Road or walk over to, Silver Birch. That took you directly to the beach.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Scarborough Road had the steepest hill. That part of Scarborough in the Ice Age that was the shore of a lake that was there at the time. Oh. So we were walking up a lakeshore without knowing it. But that was a famous hill in the area. And I remember when we first moved there, I had been a brownie in Graham's house, the little church around the corner. And there was a Girl Guide troop pack down Scarborough Rd Hill at, I guess it was St. Aidan's, which was really not that far, just a direct route, but you had to go down the hill. So I remember Mum walking me down there once to show me where I was going. I guess, I was 10, 11. And it only took one trip back up the hill to convince her that I'm on my own. She's not going to do that.
Steep. And that was a test that people testing out cars.
That's right.
If they could make it up Scarborough Road.
It was a good car.
Up to Pine, then it was a good car. But I can remember being in, I guess we kind of had a station wagon.
It was a Rambler.
Was it a Rambler? And that was before we ever had to wear seat belts because that wasn't a thing. And our dad driving up and not being able to make it. And he had to coast backwards back down the hill. Because
he'd sort of swing into a driveway and go down. Yeah. Every now and then he'd say, "Let's try it." We'd go, "Yeah, Dad, let's do it. Let's do it." Never made it up there.
I wonder if they were changed the incline since then, but I doubt it. But...
Oh no, it's still the same. Yeah. And homes along there, it's the strangest thing because it's like you'd think that it would be a deterrent, but many of them have been torn down. Last time I visited, and really nice townhouses have been, but it's still like Scarborough Rd Hill. Like no, thank you.
Yeah, no.
You get good constitution walking up and down.
I think we used to probably detour along Pine to Silver Birch to get down there or to come back up so we didn't have to walk up Scarborough Road.
But I remember, I don't know if you did, on Silver Birch, when we were on our way down to the beach, and when I was on my way to school, we went to Palmy Beach School, there was an older lady there.
Yes.
With her ponies.
Yes.
And they would graze on the front lawn.
I remember
and she had a little dog, I think like a Yorkie or maybe a Yorkshire Terrier.
Were they like show ponies or something at one point?
Yeah. I mean, she had to be in her 80s when we were in school. Like she was quite elderly.
She had like a grocery cart that she would push.
It was like her walker. It was like her walker, something she could hang on to go up to the store, and she walked everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember going and seeing her ponies every day. Brought them apples sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like there's ponies on that, and there wasn't a fence.
No. That was the weirdest thing.
That's how old I am. Neighbors had ponies in their backyard.
Front yard even.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I guess you must have kept them in the backyard in a contained area of some sort. But it wasn't against the bylaws. Nope. She was probably pre-bylaw. They probably grandfathered her in. No, you can't have chickens. I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
That was a cool thing. We used to go. I can't remember their names. I knew them at one point. It might have been like Salt and Pepper. It was something very simple. But they were show ponies, and she had been an equestrian. Yeah. Now, why she chose to live at the top of Silver Birch Hill was almost as steep as Scarborough Rd Hill.
A little more forgiving. But
the ponies would be rolling down. How do you keep your footing? They were old, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It was, the crazy. Beach was great. Living in the beach was... Now, I know there's this argument between beaches and beach. And in our generation, it was the beach. Because we were north of Silver Birch Beach, I guess. Or Balmy Beach. And, there was Woodbine Beach. And, we were all... But it was all just one beach to us. We just roamed it, freely. So we just... It was like, what? A 10-minute walk to the water.
Yeah, it was closer to get to the water than it was to our schools.
That's true. That's true. Which invited Hooky from time to time. I'm afraid to say.
Man. Yeah, walking to because we all went to Balmy Beach, and then that went to grade 6, and then we went to Glen Ames, which was grade 7 and 8 before we obviously went to high school. And that was through Glen Manor, and
That was a long walk.
it was a long walk. And in the winter, because it wasn't like asphalt roads, they were like brick
Cobblestone.
cobblestone, and
Yeah, they were
slippery than all
cobblestone.
get out in the
Yeah.
winter time.
Yeah.
But God bless our grandfather. I always knew on the worst day of the year to come out and, rain or whatever, you would see his little green envoy sitting out front of the school. And it's like, thank you.
Yeah.
And you always knew you could always count on him. He wasn't going to let us go home in any kind of awful weather.
Well, yeah, I have never done the measurement. It took us a good 20 minutes to walk every day. We didn't come home for lunch.
No,
It-
not
we
then.
would have had to turn around and go back.
Flintstones then.
No. Had to miss them. We were sad.
I would even
But-
say 30 minutes. It was
Yeah, it was long because, and we had little legs back then too. So
yeah.
littler legs. Yeah,
Man.
but everybody did it. We sound like when I was little, I had. You think you got it bad? I had to walk 2.5 miles every morning to school in the snow and the rain.
Yeah. But it
We
was
did.
all uphill coming back home too.
Oh, it was horrible. And there were really cool things that you got to know along the way. There was that one Irish setter who always jumped the fence and would come and greet us, and the owner was always so upset. But it was young, and he could jump like really high, and he loved kids, and sometimes he would follow us to school despite our protests. And
And us as 4 kids, none of us were at Glen Ames at the same time.
no,
Because you led the way, then
I did.
my older brother Arthur, he was there. Then it was my turn. Then Joe's turn. So our youngest brother, and
right.
So we maybe at one point I was at high school with Arthur, but then he moved. He went to a different high school after that. So, but I stuck with Melbourne all the way, and you stuck with Melbourne all the way.
Onward, Malvern. Yeah. It was a great school. I was talking about that with some people today who went to Earl Haig, who was one of that school was one of Malvern's competitions in football and stuff.
Yeah,
Competitors.
Monarch Park. Oh,
Oh,
don't
it's
talk
like
about Monarch
it's
Park.
like corners. What is it? Oh, what's the name of it? Is it Corner Garage? The one with Brett Butt.
Oh
Brett Butt.
my God!
What is that corner?
I can't think of it.
We're having a senior. You know what we mean. The people that are listening know what we mean. And every time they say the next town over, they spit. And that's the way Malvern was with Monarch Park.
Corner
Gas.
Gas. There we go.
See, we're
I was just about to Google it, and then it just occurred to me.
gas. Corner store. Corner store just doesn't have the same meaning. But we had such good adventures. Nobody knew back in the 70s that there was a boardwalk in the East End.
No.
I remember when I was going to Ryerson, I'd say, well, I was down at the beach at the boardwalk, and they were like, where is that?
Yeah.
Nobody believed me. Now, of course, it's very well known.
It's the place to be, yeah.
But it was a safe, wonderful place. We cooked down after hours, after dinner, and the people that we ran into were people we knew.
Yeah.
And nobody else knew. It was like a wonderful secret.
Yeah,
and
you
we
could
would walk
from Falling Brook over along the water, but that area was always a little more dicey, so you're kind of a little more riskier to kind of go off the boardwalk and walk along the rocks. to
negotiate
Falling
it.
Brook.
Yeah. There's
a little more
100 steps
dicey.
along there. Yeah. And when you're going the other way towards the bluffs, there used to be a glass factory, so you'd find all great pieces of glass that had been in the water, and that was really dicey. That was a hard trail.
Yes.
We did that sometimes, but mostly the boardwalk, all the way to Woodbine.
And we swam in the water, we sat on the beach,
Yeah.
and we'd spend an summer afternoon down there too, enjoying it. And
I had a summer of tennis lessons down there. That was so much fun. It was, a great place to grow up. We were so blessed.
yeah,
We had Wendy was mentioning hibachis. I haven't thought about that word for so long. Everybody, out in the backyard with their little dinky, barbecues.
Yeah, we get a new one every year because it rusted out.
That's right. No gas barbecues back then, or the propane. Nothing
just
like
the briquettes and the hibachi.
That's right. We were always boring, people. Do you have any more coal? Do you have some more of the lighter fluid? It's like boring a cup of sugar between neighbors. Yeah, we got some. Come on over. Yeah, and we would share food. People would. Remember our neighbor a couple of doors up. She would make a potato salad every now and then and bring it down to us. And Mom would bake things for the neighbors, and it was such a great group of people.
I remember one summer, the back lawn needed mowed, and I think it was us and a few neighborhood kids hanging around the back, and Mom kind of came out and said, "I'll make you some popcorn if you mow the lawn or clean up back here." And I don't think we ever worked so fast in our life. And she came out with the popcorn, and so we got our popcorn. But yeah, it's funny the things that you remember that it just comes up on recall, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the things that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks, I had totally forgotten about. Even going, we talked about going to the X, but we were all over the place on our bikes in our early teens. Like you were probably 10 and 11, and we're driving along Kingston Road because one of our friends' grandparents had a store, and it took us a long time to drive there. But once we were there, we got a popsicle, and we were able to look through all the comics that had just come in before they got put on the stand. And they were always Archie, right? That was our favorite.
It was really, and they were such lovely people. It was like your mom and pop store.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They were just such lovely people.
Yeah, they were there forever. And, that was one of our, we went there at least once a month, I guess, not just to visit the grandparents, but also to read the comics and get the popsicle. But
yes.
Days before cell phones, I mean, I remember we would go to the bluffs. I remember almost falling down the bluffs one summer day. Everybody formed a chain to pull me up. It was just, I was hanging onto a root. I just missed my footing and it almost went down. That would have been a phone call to Mom.
I think one of our brothers did fall down the ravine along Bracken near Bolingbrook, right?
Yeah, I got stuck up in a tree at that ravine. When you're climbing up, it just seems like a tree, but then you look down and there's the ravine. And it feels like you're up 80 feet instead of 20 or 10 even. So it took everybody's getting so panicky. Several people were crying because I couldn't get down.
Oh, man. But we spent so much time outside, like, as we, kind of in our intro talk about you didn't come home till the streetlights came on, and I know so many of you can relate to that because you'd head out in the morning, maybe come back for lunch, and then you were gone again, right?
Yeah. Oh, we lived on our bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we weren't singing like the Archies in the backyard.
Or I was playing Barbies with, some of my girlfriends, like, or board games. We were always out and about, and
it was such a great place.
Granddad. Yeah, you always knew where to find people.
Yeah, yeah.
Where the parents could find us.
Exactly. Well, they could hear us, but we just had the run of the whole area.
Yeah.
We were like the royalty, being kids. It was such a freeing place until we had to maybe get a part-time job as we get older and that kind of thing. But still, there was evenings and there were weekends. Days seemed like they were 24 hours back then. Yeah. Time just was so slow. And I remember being bored a lot. I remember being, I don't know what to do. Jump on your bike, go down to the water, go to the beach. Yeah.
Well, that's true.
We're not in Mom's hair a lot, that's for sure.
No.
We were gone. See you, bye. We'll be back for lunch.
Yeah.
She had no idea where we went on the bikes.
But we were generally together, so I guess that gave her some sense of security knowing that. So
I was the one trusted with everybody's safety, and that was such a mistake.
Because you would have been the oldest one.
I'm the oldest.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I remember the weight of responsibility, the mantle bestowed upon me at that early age. Yeah, sure, I'll look after them. Oh, I'm looking. We've been talking for 24 minutes.
Oh my goodness!
But we have some babysitting stories to share in upcoming podcasts, and stories of how as kids we got into the occult.
We did.
The gypsy witch cards.
Oh my gosh. I think I have a deck somewhere around here. They're scary cards too.
They are scary. And I did actually predict the match. I was a matchmaker with them for one of my friends. I predicted he would meet his wife, and he did. And they've been together like 45 years. Solely based on my reading.
But they're dark. I think I bought them over COVID because I saw them on Amazon.
Oh.
And, but yeah,
we bought them up the street. We got that little variety store at Kingston Road and Winkies.
Winkies, yes. Yeah.
It sounds like we're making it up. The other variety store on the other corner was Tutu's or Amtu. Amtu.
Yep.
And we had the original Bargain Heralds.
We did.
We did.
We definitely did.
It used to be a Stedman's. I mean, we saw a lot of change.
Yeah.
But our initial beginnings were amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, should we stop?
Fun. Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah. Lots of reminiscing and a lot of remember when and in there.
And we didn't sing.
No, not yet.
Not this time. Not yet. We're saving it. We're saving it. It's going to be great. You're going to love it.
Christmas sing-along or something like that.
Maybe we will. I noticed that on this app that we're using is Riverside. We can have a teleprompter. We can also do a script, and we can add in media and all kinds of things. So, we can't hear it, but this is, we tried very hard today, and I know that you're all trying, your best to hang in with us as well. But not quite sure how everything works yet, but we're getting there.
I also just want to say thank you to people that have reached out with their lovely comments and saying that they are enjoying listening. So, and that's what we're here. That's what we want to do, is hopefully make you smile along the way, maybe give you a few laughs, and hope you enjoy what we're talking about.
I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to have a...
See, she had to sing.
I had to do it. I couldn't. I had to finish the line. All right. Well, that's enough for me. So, thanks again.
End it right. So, thank you for listening. And this is goodbye.
Goodbye.